I know we always like to talk about the good when it comes to fantasy football, but sometimes we got to talk about the bad. And so for that reason, I've got my list of the top 10 guys who could potentially go bust in fantasy football in 2021. Yeah, I know it's really bad news to talk about, but look, let's just get it out of the way, all right? Let's start at number 10 in Buffalo with running back Zack Moss. I know a lot of people are excited about what his potential could be. And look, maybe he does close the gap on Devin Singletary's touches this year, but this is still a pass-heavy offense, and the quarterback is the de facto goal line back. So it seems like Moss already has a cap on what his potential production could be in 2021. At number 9, maybe a bit of a surprise, but it's Odell Beckham Jr. And really for me, it's more about a wide range of outcomes with him. Look, there are still times when he could have week winning games for you, but in general, this is a run-heavy offense that has a very good defense, and it could limit OBJ's targets from week to week. So it could be more of a roller coaster struggle with him than just expecting him to go out there and be a wide receiver 1 type. Another wide receiver comes in at number 8 for me, and that is Marquise Brown. Yes, Baltimore claims they want to throw the football more, but will they? Or will they continue to be the same run-heavy outfit they always have been? Plus, Ravens added rookie Rashad Bateman. They signed veteran Sammy Watkins. These are guys who are going to eat up targets. Oh yeah, by the way, Mark Andrews is still there to get the football as well. Pretty tough for Marquise Brown to put up big-time numbers if you're expecting him to be a wide receiver too. At number 7, it is TJ Hockenson, and we like him as a top 5 tight end off the board, but let's keep in mind that right now there is some good, yes, the potential for him to be a target leader in the Lions offense, but the bad is that this Lions team could be the lowest scoring offense in the National Football League. That means Hockenson will either have to have a ton of catches or a whole lot of yards in order to give you pretty good production in 2021. Speaking of Lions, a former Lion comes in at number 6 for me, and that is Kenny Golladay. On paper, yes, he is the wide receiver 1 for the New York Football Giants, but there are a lot of mouths to feed in that passing game, and the question is, can Daniel Jones support multiple pass catchers on top of that with still getting the ball to Saquon Barkley enough to make him relevant in that offense? That's a big question mark right now, and Golladay might not live up to expectations with Big Blue. At number 5, Robert Big Bob Tonyan, who had a great year, at least a surprising one for the Green Bay Packers, but he had the second fewest targets among any top 20 wide receiver last year. In fact, not even 60 throws went in his direction. 11 touchdowns last season means he is certainly a candidate for regression, but the biggest question, Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers isn't there, it's potentially all bad for Big Bob in 2021. At number 4, it is Matt Ryan, and we've had some good years out of Matt Ryan, but in general, he has sort of been a fringe QB1, especially 3 of the last 4 years, and maybe we sort of wish-casted him into a role that he wasn't quite ready for. Plus, no Julio Jones. I know we like Kyle Pitts. I know we think he can be something great, but can he fill the shoes of one of the best receivers we have seen in this generation? And if not, does that mean Matt Ryan's going to take a hit in his overall fantasy production? At number 3, it is Matt Ryan's newest teammate. That's Mike Davis. Davis last year faded in the back half of the season when he was running for the Carolina Panthers. Now he moves to Atlanta. He's playing behind arguably a worse offensive line in one of the more pass-heavy offenses in the league. Mike Davis has a lot of high expectations following him, but can he live up to them if he's not getting the kind of touches, or at least the quality touches that he needs in Atlanta? At number 2, we go out to the desert in Las Vegas, and we find Josh Jacobs. Already had a limited role in that Raiders offense. Didn't get a ton of targets. Now you have to wonder if those few targets even go in the direction of newly signed Kenyon Drake. On top of it, the Raiders made a lot of moves on their offensive line. We're still waiting to see whether they were good or bad. That potentially can be a question mark and a negative for a guy who's not really a pass catcher in that offense. So those are my first 9 guys that could go belly up in 2021. That leads me to the number 1 potential bust of the new season. And we go back to the Motor City, and it is DAndre Swift, who has been one of the most talked about running backs in fantasy football this offseason. Hey, look, did I mention that the Lions might not score a whole lot of points this year? That already makes it tough for Swift to have a big season in fantasy. Now, offensive coordinator Anthony Lynn might want to run the ball a whole lot more, but They did bring in Jamal Williams, and there was talk that Williams could get a sizable workload in Detroit, and that is going to do a lot to knock down any potential production that Swift might have. So there you go. Those are the guys that you may want to be a little bit wary of. We'll take a look at the whole top 10 list there with DAndre Swift at number 1, Josh Jacobs at 2, a pair of Falcons at 3 and 4, Robert Tonyan at 5, Kenny Golladay at 6, TJ Hockenson at 7. Finish out with a couple of wide receivers, Marquise Brown, Odell Beckham, and then the running back Zack Moss is at number 10. You want more information to help you prepare for your fantasy season this year? Be sure to check out the NFL Fantasy Football Show wherever you download podcasts. And check us out on YouTube as well, youtube.com/NFL Fantasy Football. Myself, Adam Rank, the whole crew serving up a whole lot of fantasy goodness. So sit back, enjoy, and happy drafting this summer.